Anyways, we are starting with unit number 1. Now, unit number 1 and unit number 10 are amongst the most notorious of all as far as students losing their marks are concerned. Obviously, because a lot of subject matter is involved. Particularly, unit number 1 में the chapter Kingdom Plantae. Now, this entire unit is based on the 5 kingdom system of classification that we've been learning since school. Right? Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Now, out of these 4 chapters, the first chapter talks about the science of classification as say. It's called taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? What are the fields of taxonomy? What is binomial nomenclature? Right? All that. The second chapter, which is biological classification, it mentions 3 kingdoms: Kingdom Fungi, Monera and Protista. Whereas chapter 3 talks exclusively about plants and 4 talks only about animals. So effectively finish all the 5 kingdoms by means of doing this entire unit. So this unit is a very cohesive kind of a unit. So we will have to do a lot of things which are interrelated amongst these 4 chapters. Now, as far as the syllabus is concerned, our syllabus is moving at a very fast clip, very fast pace. And if I compare Kingdom Plantae last year and I compare Kingdom Plantae this year, we are almost 1.5 months ahead of schedule. Yes, because we've saved the 3 lectures in morphology, we've saved 1 lecture in anatomy. We have still not done anything on morphology of animals. Cockroach तो है ही नहीं अपने को, तो वो सारा टाइम अपना बच गया है. तो almost we are 1.5 months ahead of schedule. So if we go at this rate, I think by July or August it should be curtains, right? फिर आप लोगों को सिर्फ 2 लेक्चर दिया आने का नहीं. Anyway, chalo. Now, this particular topic is talking about classification. Now, classification is essential for any science. Whenever you have to study so many aspects, classification is essential. Now, here we are talking about organisms. And every classification requires a criteria. Without a criteria, you cannot classify. The first attempted classification, right? Now, पहली बार अगर किसी ने कोई classification attempt किया था, चीजें बहुत simple थी तभी, right? या तो organism में cell wall है या नहीं है. तो criteria क्या हो गया? Cell wall. Cell wall है plant, cell wall नहीं है animal. Life was simple, right? Now it's not as complicated as today. But then gradually, new and newer organisms started getting discovered, and they found that this classification cannot hold up. Right? For example, fungus was discovered. अब fungus में cell wall is there. Fungus में cell wall is made up of chitin. It is fungal cellulose. But is fungus fundamentally different in terms of its nutrition? It is saprophyte, whereas a plant is a autotroph. So you can't keep these two together. So fungus had to be separated into a separate kingdom. Bacteria was discovered. Now the cell was a prokaryote. All these structures are eukaryotes. So ये fundamental difference के साथ साथ नहीं रह सकते फिर. So just cell wall as a criteria could not stand. So what I mean to say is classification with time started evolving, started advancing. Does that mean that classification is complete today? No. Even in today's 5-kingdom system of classification, we don't have a place for viruses. Do viruses exist? Yes. We can't ask that question. अगर बुरा लग गया, वापस आ गया तो. Right? So we don't have a place for, because still we are fighting whether viruses are actually living structures or non-living structures. है कि नहीं? So by the time we finish, we can take a decision whether to include in which kingdom. And by the time we finish discussing that, नया वायरस आ जाएगा. नए वायरस पे कंट्रोल आएगा तो वेरिएंट आ जाएगा. And we move from wave 1 to wave 2 to wave 3 and all that stuff. Right? So classification is an ever evolving process. We discover new and new criteria and tools and method to make the classification more enhanced, more precise. So once we discover a new organism, we try to give its place in the classification.